Hi everyone, it's Sharon back here again with Tool Talk. Today's Tool Talk is going to be about another polarizing tool, one that I really love and that not everybody in the industry agrees with me on, but I really love this one and I think you might too. And even if you don't, it's an easy and really inexpensive one to give it a try. And that is my favorite wax pen. Here, let's get in close. So it is the Max Wax Pen. This is a battery operated wax pen. So I've used the kind that plug into the wall that have the little rheostat and the long cord coming off of them, the ones that are usually like $150 to $200. And I've enjoyed them for sure. But I wound up coming back to this one pretty repeatedly. And eventually I decided that this was my wax pen for life. So a number of things that I really like about this one. First of all, when it's closed like this with the cap on, this button can't turn on. So this is a really easy safety measure. So as long as the cap's on, you know that you can put this away safely. So that's number one. Number two, I never have to worry if I've left my wax pen on overnight because the only way that it turns on is with, here I'll get up close, is with this button. So it's off. It's on. It's off. It's on. And I really also love that versatility of the temperature control. And I know a lot of people really like the rheostat where you can like change it to a precise regular temperature, but a lot of times for what I'm doing even in wax, so my production work in fabricating tends to be pretty delicate. And actually my wax work does as well. And having that versatility to be able to turn off your wax pen's temperature at a moment's notice has been really important so that I don't accidentally melt like a prong that I'm, trying to stick onto another piece of wax. So I found that this has been really versatile. One of the reasons why some wax carvers don't like this one, and I totally hear it, it does take two AA batteries, and it really does eat through the batteries fast. So one of the things that I did to make it both easier on me, cost effective in the long run, and also more environmentally friendly is I got the rechargeable batteries. I think these are Duracell, but I think a number of other companies make rechargeable batteries. They cost a little bit more on the front end, but you spend like $20 to $30 up front, and then you won't have to spend that money again for quite some time. And then this wax pen itself is less than $30. I think I'll have to double check Rio's website, but I think this one's like 25 and the smaller one's like 20. But it's a really inexpensive tool. And if you're just getting started in wax carving and you want to experiment with a wax pen and you don't have much experience with wax pens, this is a good one to start with that doesn't require a ton of investment up front. Doesn't require you to get a super expensive tool that you may or may not wind up using. So I really like this one for that reason alone, that it's just a lot more accessible for the beginning wax carver. So I'm going to demonstrate a little bit about why I like using this. I'm going to turn the camera down to show you some wax that I'm working on. If my bench looks exceptionally clean, just please note that there is all kinds of stuff around it that is not. I cleared a space just for you guys so that you can watch me work. Okay, so what I did is I liquefied just some of the wax. So I've got the wax pen on. Now I'm going to turn it off. It's still a little bit liquid, but it's going to cool down and solidify a bit. It's going to congeal. And I'm just going to pick up some of it onto that wax pen. And then every time I turn it on, it's going to liquefy the wax again, and I'm going to drop it into that crack. And you'll see, like when it smokes, that's when it's on, and then when it stops smoking, that's when it's off. And what that means is that I've got a really flexible way of working. Now, I'll be the first to admit this method doesn't work for everyone. I've known plenty of people who have tried doing this and do not like this wax pen. That's totally fair, but I think it gets a little bit maligned in the industry. When I know that myself and a number of other very professional jewelers actually super love it. The other nice thing about this wax pen is that you can pick it up and take it with you anywhere. It also doesn't require any electricity except for the rechargeable batteries. It's a great one. So, like when I teach in other places, post COVID, of course. But when I go to teach in other places, like this is a wax pen that I could bring with me. In fact, I could bring like 10 of them with me in a suitcase for a class. So I love the portability of it too. And like I said, once again, not for everyone, but for me, this has been a great, great wax pen. And it's actually one that I recommend to a lot of starting jewelers to start with. Because the plug into the wall one is great, but it also takes like other skills to be able to work with it. Additionally, it's a pretty expensive tool to just start wax carving with, whereas this one, for less than $30, you could get started right away. The other thing I really like is these tips. You can order replacement tips, but the great thing is that these are totally moldable. So if I wanted to, say, grab my pliers here and make this a little straighter, maybe make it a little pointed, like I can mold it into what I need it to be. Now, I have occasionally had one of these tips break off, but like I said, you can get replacement ones really easily through either Rio or probably Auto Fry. And it just makes this really really versatile wax tool that could last you for years. This one, in fact, I've had for about 6 years. And if I remember correctly, this is one that I got off of a friend who was no longer using it. So it had years before that, too. And once again, it's a personal choice. Like a lot of people love it. In fact, this friend loved the plug into the wall kind with the rheostat. And I loved this one. And so it was really like a match made in heaven for her to give me this one. But anyway, give this one a try and let me know how you like it and drop your comments into the comment fields. And I hope you learned something new about wax pens today. Thanks. All right, well, that's been another episode of Tool Talk. Once again, I'm Sharon, and yes, indeed, I did put my hair up in a bun for that last bit off camera. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you get a chance to check out my other Tool Talk videos with reviews of other tools that I really love and tools that I think are really helpful, especially for any of you who might be beginning jewelers. I hope you get a chance to check them all out. Once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, drop your comments with your questions. I would love to hear from you. Sign up for the newsletter, do all of that stuff. Help out your small business owners this holiday season, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Thank you so much.